What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. And you know I got another banger for you. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Welcome in, everybody. Tough day for Fever fans out there. Tough day, but y'all know we got to talk about it first. Taste of playoff action this year for the WNBA, man. First playoff action, locking in. What a day of games, and they're still going on. The teams that we assumed would handle business, the Minnesota Lynx currently handling the Phoenix Mercury. We got the Aces squaring off against the Seattle Storm later tonight, and then of course the Atlanta Dream got handled by the New York Liberty, who people feel like could be the favorites. Tough playoff debut for Caitlin Clark, though. Bo, welcome in, everybody. Tough playoff debut for Caitlin Clark, man. We gotta call it how it is. Very tough shooting day for her, but it was a bad day for majority of the team, man. Kelsey Mitchell, of course, led the way with 21 points, but the Fever looked outmatched. They looked inexperienced, and we saw that the Connecticut Sun have been there before. The versatility was a huge issue, man. They had DeWanna Bonner out there on Caitlin Clark, and we saw it was a very tough night for her. Battling that length, man. Like the versatility, the length of the Connecticut Sun is definitely a serious issue right now for the rest of this team, man. Like right now, it just feels like they're bigger at every position, and I don't know like what adjustments can really be made. Coach Christy Sods is going to have to make something, though, because Bonner held, and they did throw Dejanay Carrington guarded her son, Marina Mabry, and Bonner, so they threw Caitlin some different looks that really disrupted her game. She finished with 11 points, 8 assists, shot 4 of 17 from the field, and only hit one three-pointer in this game, man. It was a tough shooting debut. I mean, it could be nerves. Daniel, what's up? What's up? It could be nerves that are impacting her as well as just tremendous defense, man. A physical defense from the Connecticut Sun that made there weren't many open looks. I will say though, Clark was getting that step back, those step back open looks that she typically makes just weren't falling today, man. But I gotta give it up to the Sun for the defense, the scheme, keeping fresh bodies, rotating players on Caitlin Clark, making it difficult, frustrating her, trapping those screens, and making honestly they took Aaliyah Boston out of this game as well. To be honest with y'all, the physicality, Bree Jones, Alyssa Thomas, her versatility. AT, and they have no answer for her in transition. They have no answer for her in transition, guys. I mean, we see AT get the ball at 6'4", snatch it off the rim, and go coast to coast. The Fever do not have the length, and this is why when I was saying the perfect addition for them would be Satu Sabali, because you get a player that's 6'4", that's long, that can guard multiple positions. They don't have any big wings right now. And down low, they are absolutely getting bullied. It was a tough night for Leah Boston. Team was ineffective. To be honest, the best big on the floor felt like was Dantas for most of the game with her shooting ability. Now, I think the Fever might be in a little bit of trouble, man. Y'all give me your initial takeaways. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share to stay up to date with the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. This was not the debut that we were expecting from Caitlin Clark, man. It was a tough night. She kept shooting, shoot, and I commend her for that. But it was tough sledding out there. Shots were not falling. Turnovers were a problem. Never really got to establish a rhythm as a team offensively, man. Like, the Connecticut Sun played bully ball at times. They look like they have been there before. And we've seen Caitlin step up on the big stage under the brightest lights throughout her career. We've seen her have big games on the biggest stages when the games count most. So I'm expecting her to bounce back. And she even talked about it. I got a little clip here. She even talked about them bouncing back.
Like I said,
There
I
we go. A
mean,
little clip
we
from
can win.
after the
It's
game.
not anything about the building. It's not about the gym. It's not about the hoops. Like, I have all the confidence in the world in this team, and everybody in our locker room does. And I know we'll be a lot better on Wednesday.
So that's what you want to see. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear confidence. You want to hear that this team is going to continue to fight to the very end and push through and give the Connecticut Sun a game. But holy Marina Mabry, holy DJ Carrington, like we talked about the 3-point shot and the lackluster defense. The Fever have struggled to guard the 3-point shot all season long, man, and it cost them the day for sure. Should there be a rule on long nails? Jerma, I'm not touching on that one. I'm not touching on that one. But I mean, this was a physical game. Caitlin took some bumps. She delivered some physical bumps as well, knocking Dejanay Carrington's contact out. We saw Coach Christy Sides get a whole technical foul out there. A technical foul had to be restrained and held back. Coach Sides is fired up. Coach Sides is absolutely fired up. But yeah, I mean, Caitlin had some moments. But it was overall a disastrous performance. This is not what we expected from a player that finished fourth in the MVP voting. This is not what we expect from a player that was the unanimous Rookie of the Year, made All WNBA first team in her first season, and made the All Rookie team, of course. We're talking about a player that may have put together the best rookie season in the history of the league that we're seeing right now, to be honest. Like, I don't know a rookie other than Candace Parker, like winning MVP, but this could be single handedly, especially for a guard, the best rookie season that we have ever seen. So we expect more from a player coming in with these accolades. We expect more from a player that finished fourth in the MVP vote. We expect more. We expect stars to perform at the biggest stages. And that's not what happened today. That is not what happened today, y'all. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. We are recapping the disastrous performance from the entire Indiana Fever team, but also Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell. Neither really played well this game, man. It was a bad game, man. What more can I say about it? It was disastrous. This was not the performance that we expected. The length of DeWanna Bonner is very much a serious issue. Shout out to that coaching staff over there that made the adjustment to put Bonner out there to bother her with the length. 6'4", long, athletic, can play down low, can block shots, can score from anywhere. I mean, she looking like Kevin Durant out there with that crossover. Like, there's just no answer that the Fever have. They have nobody on this roster that has the versatility to guard DeWanna Bonner. It's going to be a long series for that. AT, her ability to handle the basketball, to pass. I mean, she had a triple-double. AT had a triple-double. They came out and smacked the Fever in the mouth, especially in that third quarter. Third quarter was disastrous. That's when this game got put out of reach. That's when Caitlin finally hit a three and Marina Mabry said, I got two more for you. Hold these. Exceptional defense, exceptional execution, exceptional communication, exceptional game plan from the Connecticut Sun. They came out with a game plan to completely frustrate Caitlin Clark and to take her out of this game, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw Caitlin Clark look like a rookie. She absolutely looked like a rookie today. This is playoff basketball. This is a different type of energy. This is a different level of intensity going on right now. This is win or go home right now. This is when legends and champions are made right now. This is when the contenders and the pretenders are separated right now. Brandon, don't start making excuses for Caitlin's trash play because she always cracked under defensive pressure. Man, that defensive pressure ate her up today. I'm not gonna hold you Bill hands on. I'm not here to make excuses. I'm here as an unbiased reporter, giving my perspective and delivering the cold hard facts that some people just don't have the courage to do. Edward says the Fever will be in Cancun with the Sky soon. Let's get a poll up. Let's get a poll up right now, man. Welcome in, guys. I appreciate y'all locking in with me. Make sure to hit that subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Can the Fever force a game 3? Bro, the versatility for Connecticut is just tough right now. And then Marina Mabry, I've talked about this so many times, man. She absolutely makes this team a difference maker. She makes this team a difference maker. They took what was once a weakness, honestly, from this team, and they turned it into a strength. But Caitlin was getting the same shot she typically gets, to be honest. She was getting the same typical shots that she typically gets with those step backs. And you see what happened. They just weren't falling today. The shots were not falling today. Straight up, they just were not falling. Typical shots that Caitlin makes on the regular were not falling today. Those step back, those transition threes, those crossover coming off the screen. But if the shot's not falling off the dribble, if you're not able to get ISO buckets, attack the paint. Give the ball up, and let's set some screens off ball to free Caitlin up to make some shots. YouTube, CC has played good all season against Tough D. It's been certain players that have definitely given her more trouble than others, though, and Dejanay Carrington is definitely one of those players that gives her problems. Vision, forcing bad shots, tough contested shots at times. They may have to work more to get her free off ball. I mean, there's got to be some adjustments made. No bench, Russell. They didn't bring in nothing. Wheeler, dud. Samuelson, dud. Nalissa Smith, dud. And we got this, I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird situation that we deal with in the WNBA that we don't see where, I mean, we got couples out there competing against each other and with each other. Edward says, I'm torn as a Sky fan. I wanted the Fever to win because of Mabry, but wanted the Sun to win because it's the Fever. That's tough. That's a dilemma. That's a real life dilemma right there. Yeah, shots just were not falling. She was getting the same shot she typically gets. The shots just were not falling tonight. And that happens. Shooters have off nights. I think there's a little reason to worry, though, because they just got their doors blown off. But I still think the Fever can come back and win a game and force a game 3. But y'all let me know. I got the poll up. Y'all vote. Let me know. For everybody watching, the Phoenix Mercury have closed this gap. They were down double digits to the Minnesota Lynx. We have a ball game. The Lynx are up 83 to 81 with 6 minutes left for those locking in on that game. Pre-All-Star Clark. Yo, Russell, I'm going to say this right now. It was annoying me, the screens that Aaliyah Boston was setting out there, bro. It was annoying me. The screens that Aaliyah Boston was out there setting. Like, there was no stiffness, no physicality about it, no fundamental. Like, she was the worst screen setter I've ever seen today. The screens were horrible. What was going on? The screens, how can you create space off of the screens that she was setting? The screens from Aaliyah Boston were horrible. They were absurd. They were absurdly bad. I agree. What happens next? Welcome in. Playoff defense is definitely different. This is a different level of intensity that I'm not sure. I mean, this is the first year in what, 8 years that the Fever have been in the playoffs. They did not know what to expect in this matchup. They had nothing to gauge the intensity that the Sun were going to come out with. The Sun looked like they had been there plenty of times. They looked confident, and they used the third quarter. They came out of that halftime break and straight punched Indiana in the mouth. Guys, welcome in. If this is your first time, welcome into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and all that good stuff to stay up with the latest. But yeah, the Fever's inexperience today. They folded. They folded. The inexperience, I think, hurt them today. It really showed. It really showed today the inexperience and how valuable the experience of being there before and playing playoff basketball can truly make a difference. In those crucial moments, those crucial possessions, like we saw Alyssa Thomas control the tempo of this game. When the Fever were going on runs, and it was back and forth when the Sun were going on runs, when they had a steady lead, they were playing a bit out of control, and AT really settled things down for them. AT really controlled the tempo of this game. That veteran presence, that chemistry that they have. They played a lot of games together. The core of this Connecticut Sun group, and then you add in a sharpshooter and another capable playmaker who plays with tenacity, who plays with energy, who plays with that dog in her. In Marina Mabry, as Sky fans are well aware. And you have a very good recipe for success. I do think Caitlyn was getting the same shot she typically gets, though, and they just weren't falling. Yo, they have no answer for Bonner. They have no answer for Bonner. I mean, at that height, she really looked like KD with the crossover. Like, they were just blowing by. Poor Lexi Hole, she's out there doing her darndest. She is out there giving max effort, but she's giving up some serious size out there. She is the only chance they have of even attempting to contain DeWanna Bonner, and they just have no answer. AT with a triple double today controlled the entire tempo of the game. She was the orchestrator out there, man, and we watched a beautiful symphony put on by the Connecticut Sun. Yeah, we know. I mean, Caitlyn is the key to this ignition. If she's not playing well, if she's not able to push the tempo, make those shots, those logo threes that we love to see, if she's not able to be effective with the ball in her hands, this offense does not hum the same. Absolutely. They never established a rhythm. And it's a testament. It's a testament to the Connecticut Sun's defense, man. Like, they played exceptionally well. They came and set the tone. They were physical. They contested shots. They were physical on the glass. They won the 50-50 balls. They out-hustled the Fever. They played quick and fast at the Fever's pace and played it better than them, fast pace. Got buckets in transition. And then when they got the lead, they slowed it down and just dissected the Fever in that half-court offense. Yeah, it's prodigal. Tom AT had that triple dub, man. She messed around. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Troy, welcome in. Welcome in. The Sun on a mission to win or dissolve the team. Congratulations on CC for Rookie of the Year. And Asia Wilson got that unanimous MVP. Caitlyn, unanimous Rookie of the Year. Asia, unanimous MVP for the Las Vegas Aces, and very much well deserved. Yeah, Fee got the Minnesota Lynx on her back right now. She's got this team on her back right now. It was tough. It was a tough debut, and I mean it was a small sample size, right? We wanted to know what playoff Caitlyn would look like, And we got a small sample size today. Yeah, Nafisa Collier is special. She is special. I think the Minnesota Lynx have a very good chance of winning the title this year. I love Bridget Carlton. McBride's out there shooting the leather off the basketball right now. Courtney Williams is good. Like, yeah. Sister Noble, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, it was a very bad, lackluster, some would describe it maybe as disastrous performance for the Fever today. Never got anything going. They look like pre-Olympic break Fever. And Coach Christy Sods she got a tech. It was tough, man. The Sun came ready. You could tell one team had playoff basketball experience and one team did. Yeah, I mean, the way it's looking, man, we could see a sweep of the Fever and we could see a sweep of Atlanta. I'm expecting Atlanta to get swept. I honestly thought the Mercury were going to get swept, but they are in a dogfight right now with Minnesota. It's an 88-89 ball game. Kalia Copper has a chance to tie the game at 89 with 3:44 left. This is a ball game right now. 15% from three for Clark. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. They're going to need her to bounce back in a hurry. They're going to need Caitlin to bounce back in a strong way. Yeah, prodigal. Hey, Coach Sod's got that tech. The Fever lost their composure, man. Nafisa Collier just got her 40th point, by the way. But the Fever lost their composure, and that starts with the leadership. Coach Christy Sods lost her composure. They lost their composure. They folded under the pressure. They cracked. 24-point loss is very nasty work. Very nasty work. Sister Noble, Dejanay Carrington played real defense on CT today. Yeah, DeWanna Bonner, Carrington, as well as Marina Mabry. It was definitely a team effort. It was definitely a team effort. They threw some different looks at Caitlin Clark and completely took her out of this game, to be honest with y'all. We see the final 93-69. That was the final. Connecticut Sun looked like they had been there. They dominated in every aspect of this game. They looked like a legitimate championship contender. It feels like right now at the moment, and I played the clip for y'all earlier of Caitlin. They're still believing. They're not gonna fold. They're gonna come out and fight, but it's giving sweep. It's feeling like a sweep. Sod's got a technical, but I mean it was just a bad performance. They got out hustled, they got outplayed, they got outscored. I mean, I can't tell you the last time the Fever got held to under 70 points. They got held to under 70, y'all. They didn't even get 20 points a quarter. I mean, the defense of the Sun was locked in. They had a game plan and they executed it flawlessly. They completely took Caitlin Clark out of this game. And I know that was not the debut of a player of Clark's caliber that we expected. And it seems like you guys are really split on the poll right now. Can the Fever force a game three? I'll tell you what, the keys for them forcing a game three, they're going to have to play way better defense. Caitlin's going to have to come out and control the tempo. The way that AT did, Caitlin's got to control the game. She's got to take care of the basketball. She's got to make those shots that we've seen her make 100 times. They weren't falling today. The same shots that she typically makes were not falling today. They're going to need her to make shots, take care of the basketball, control the tempo of this game, continue to keep the pace, but cut down the turnovers, move the basketball. Kelsey Mitchell's going to have to go back into kill mode. Melissa Smith has got to stop playing soft. I understand that your mate is on the other squad, but they need you to rip her soul out when it comes down to it. This is playoff basketball right now. They have to play better defense. They have to protect the paint better. They have to win those 50-50 balls. They They have to do something to adjust to the versatility of Dewana Bonner. They got to slow her down. But at that size and 18, going coast to coast, just getting easy layups, they got to slow that down. They got to guard. They got to guard the 3 point line better. They got to put a hand out there and contest Marina Mabry because she lit it up tonight. Bree, welcome in, welcome in. They got to get that high octane offense back, that balance that they have. If Mitchell and Clark are hitting, they win. They have no defense. Yeah, they got to play fast. They're like the San Antonio Suns back in the San Antonio Suns, the Phoenix Suns back in the day, but they're just gonna try to outscore you. But being held to 69 points, look, man, I'm just saying the Connecticut Sun look a couple tiers above the Fever today. They was out there playing grown woman basketball. The inexperience definitely was shown. This team most of this team has never played in the playoffs, and this franchise hasn't been in the playoffs in 8 years. The inexperience absolutely shown through today. The Fever looked like a team that was a deer in the headlights. The Connecticut Sun looked like a team that is prepared for a championship run, that has played meaningful games and won a lot of games together. They set the tone. But y'all heard Caitlin say it doesn't matter about the gym or them being on the road. They got to play better. I love her response after the game, and I played that clip. If y'all missed it, I can play it again. Just let me know. But Caitlin seems confident, and I liked her response. We know she's going to go out swinging. She's going to come back swinging. We know she's going to come back swinging. We know this Fever team is resilient. And, I mean, the pressure is on Connecticut, really. The Fever, we're not really expecting them to win this series. At least I wasn't. But they can go out and play carefree. The nerves were there today. You could tell. Like, the nerves, they did not look like they were playing Fever basketball today. The nerves were there. They looked shook. Mabry lit it up. Mabry lit it up. And the Fever have struggled to guard the 3 point shot all year. We know that. We know that, y'all. That is something that they've struggled with, just giving up open looks. Right? And on top of that, man, like Caitlin debuted a new shoe today. I like how you gonna get cooked like that in the Kobe's though, man. So Caitlin warmed up, you know what I'm saying? She was out there in the new Indiana Fever Nike Kobe 5 PEs. Yeesh, them things is fire. I ain't gonna lie. The black and gold, the playoff footwear is definitely a necessity as well. Let me give y'all another closer look right there. But the playoff, I mean, when you're representing the Mamba, a killer, a champion, like you gotta go out there and snatch somebody's soul out. That's not what we saw today. I'm just saying the kicks were on point though. The kicks were on point. I just gotta say. But the intensity of the playoffs is a different beast. This is something that the Fever, when inexperience meets the heart of a champion. Oh man, they say she played like Smush Parker. Had the Kobe's on, warmed up in the Kobe's. Did not give a Kobe like performance. Prodigal says she played like Smush Parker. I'm just saying, man. Like, with a player of this caliber, this is not the debut that you want to see. But I agree with what you said, Lindy. Usually, Caitlin doesn't have too bad back-to-back games. But Dejanay Carrington has been giving her hell all season. All season. And y'all saw Dejanay complaining about when she got that Caitlin didn't get the follow-through foul after Caitlin smacked her in the head and knocked her contact out, which was wild. Now, make no mistake, this loss is on the entire team. This loss does not fall on one player. This loss absolutely does not fall on one player. This loss is on the entire team. They weren't prepared, even down to the coaching staff. It's up to them to get this team prepared to play ball. The intensity was not there. I feel like the effort was lackluster. I feel like they just got outplayed. The offense never got into a rhythm, but they were taking the same shots they typically take. They just were not falling. The shots were not falling. Those typical shots, those typical logo threes, those typical step backs that we're typically see, that we see typically go in for Caitlin, we did not see. Yeah, I'm watching the. I got the Minnesota game up right now, 98-92. They're over the Phoenix Mercury. 38.3 seconds left. I will say though, man, like Phoenix made this a game. They were down by double digits. Dantas and AB were the only bigs that came out to play today. AB had some big moments, but it was mostly in garbage time, to be honest with y'all. We saw the physicality down there. Like she didn't have no answers for AT or Bonner. Like they need her to protect the paint better. They gotta protect the paint better. There were so many uncontested layups in transition. They were on their heels most of the game. Like the Fever never established any type of rhythm. And that's a testament to the defense played by the Sun, giving them different looks. Not the debut that we expected from the Fever, who have been one of the hottest teams in the league since the break. But we didn't see those shots falling. We saw those outlet passes that Caitlin was trying to get up and get out of there real quick. DJ Carrington and this group had free safeties out there picking off passes from all over the place, knocking them out, jumping passing lanes. The Splash Sisters were not splashing today. But I think overall the team just played bad. I will say, man, AB, they be calling some phantom fouls on her, so I get it. You know, she had a solid start. That third quarter was just a disaster for everybody. She was quiet in the second. But I think the game is called inconsistently at times. Like you let certain things go, and then certain things you're calling like ticky tack fouls. I'm not mad at the fouls, but just call the game consistently for 4 quarters. That's all I ask. No, the L is not on sides. The L is not on sides specifically. It's on the whole organization. But it starts up top. Like the coaching staff has to get this team ready to play playoff basketball. Now they know what to expect. I absolutely think they will bounce back in game two. I don't know if they're gonna win, but I expect a way more inspired performance, I'll say, in game two. They got their first playoff taste. They tasted a little blood. They got smacked in the mouth. They got bullied around. They got pushed around out there. But that third quarter was very much so the separator. That third quarter was everything. They came out of that locker room. I don't know what was said at halftime, but the Sun came out of that locker room, baby, and they punched the Fever in the mouth. Straight haymakers. Be well, I agree. The Sun showed experience matters. They looked like a team that had been there before, and that's exactly what AT said in her post game. They looked like a team that had been there before. But maybe now that the nerves are out of the way, the Fever come in and play a little bit more free, man. Like they just didn't look like they were even having fun. This is the most exciting time of the year. Like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah, there's a lot on the line. It's win or go home, and it's different a level of pressure when your season's on the line. Different level of defense, a different level of intensity. But you still gotta have fun out there as a young team, man. The game they needed to steal going to be real hard now. That Sun defense was phenomenal. It was phenomenal, man. They came out and executed the game plan. Completely took Kelsey out of this game. They had Dejanay Carrington on Kelsey Mitchell for a lot of the game, and then they had Tawana Bonner and Marina Mabry rotating on Caitlin. They also had Carrington on Caitlin. So they gave them a lot of different looks, but they realized that if you take Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin out of this series, the Fever are done for. You can let everybody else on this team go off, but if Caitlin and Kelsey don't get it going, team isn't going anywhere but can't 1, 2, 3 Cancun. I will say though, man, like I love the response from Caitlin after the game. I love the response from Caitlin after the
Like
game.
I said, I mean, we can win. It's not anything about the building. It's not
This
about the
is how you want your
gym.
leaders
It's
to
not about the
respond.
hoops. Like, I have all the confidence in the world in this team, and everybody in our locker room does. And I know we'll be a lot better on Wednesday.
And I mean, I think home crowds make a difference. If they can get this game back to Indiana, you see the Fever averaged over 17,000 fans compared to just over 16,000 and a half for the Pacers. They are literally outselling the Pacers, man. If they can get this game back to Indiana, I think it would go a long ways. Anything can happen if they get this series back to Indiana, if they could. Smoked them. 25. But I like how Caitlin came back, man. Like, there's not much you can say after getting a butt whooping like that. But they weren't down. They weren't throwing each other under the bus. If anything, I think they're going to come together. And it's going to be an inspired effort in game two. I don't know if they win. I don't know if they win. But I do. I agree with Caitlin. They're going to play a lot better on Tuesday. They're going to play a lot better. But yeah, I mean, anybody that watched the game could see that they played terrible. It was a terrible performance. And shout out to the Connecticut Sun. Shout out to the New York Liberty handling business against the Dream today, dominating them. And we got the Aces, the battle of the super teams coming up. The Aces versus the Storm later tonight. Guys, if this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff to stay up with all the latest and the greatest with the Live Brandon Blaney podcast. But you got to learn from a game like this. There's a lot of lessons in a game like this. And no, this loss is definitely not solely on Caitlin. But y'all know she's like the quarterback in the NFL. When the team loses, the quarterback takes the blame. Caitlin's going to take a lot of blame for this loss because she's the leader of this team. She's under a microscope that no rookie has ever been under. She's getting praise, but also a lot of scrutiny that other rookies have not faced in this league to the magnitude of what Caitlin is facing right now. So when she loses, because there's a lot of people that want to see her fail. So when she does lose, it's going to be loud and people are going to talk about it and people are going to give their takes. And I'm not saying all of them were right, but we got to call a spade how it was a spade today. But y'all give me y'all's biggest takeaways from the game. Y'all have heard me. I've been going at it for 38 minutes. Y'all let me know y'all's biggest takeaways from this game and what could a win look like in game two? What will it take to get a win? What will it take to get a win in week two? In game two? Yeah. The Lynx, man, they are looking like a very much so championship contender. I love Nafisa Collier is incredible. What, 40 ball tonight? Like, unguardable. Science has to come out. This loss is not on her. The second one will be if no adjustments are made, though. There has to be adjustments made. Teamy needs to be in the starting lineup. Keep Lexi in there, but start your best five. Start your best five. Caitlin at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, Lexi at the 3, Teamy at the 4, Boston at the 5. Play your best five. The season is on the line, Coach Christie Sides. We are pleading. We are pleading. Start your best five. If they can, anything is possible in Indiana. Look at that home court advantage, man. Like the Fever are the most watched team in the WNBA. There's never been a time where a WNBA team has averaged more fans than an NBA team, man. They're like this is incredible. But she's going to take a lot of blame when they lose because she gets a lot of praise when they win. Michael says they also realize that if you poke CC in the eye on the first offensive sequence of the game, you can derail the Fever scoring and passing game. Unfortunately, it worked, and the refs saw. Shout out to Asia Wilson, unanimous MVP, three-time MVP. Shout out Asia Wilson, best player in the WNBA, and I ain't debating it. Yeah, Nalissa Smith, she didn't play much, but there's a reason why. She didn't do much. She didn't bring much. She didn't impact the game. He didn't impact the game in any way. AT, Caitlin has to do what AT did today. Control the tempo of this game. Be the orchestrator. Pull the strings. You definitely got to carve out more minutes for Dantas. Her shooting ability opens everything up. Her size, her physicality, and her shooting touch. Dantas is absolutely the X factor. You need her to be physical down low. You need a big body to clog up the paint and bang with the physicality of Bree Jones and AT. Dantas can do that. Big, physical. She got to put a body on somebody out there. She got to use her experience as well. Dantas and Teamy are probably the two most experienced players on this team as far as playing in the playoffs. They have to be leaders. They have to lift up this energy, this team, and pour into these young players, man. Like, Dantas could be so big on and off the court. Like a true X factor for this group. We know what she's bringing size-wise. She can rebound. She moves decent. She's been getting in better game shape and earning more minutes. But her shooting ability breaks things open, forces Bree Jones to get away from the basket so they can rebound better. Clears out that lane. So if the 3-point shots, because you live by the 3, you die by the 3. If the threes aren't falling for Caitlin and Kelsey Mitchell, they need someone that's a big like Dantas that can step out, hit the 3, and bring those bigs away so they can go one-on-one and get to the basket. We saw Caitlin get to the basket on Mabry a couple of times. So we know what Dantas is bringing. From a leadership standpoint, guys, she has that playoff experience. She played with the Minnesota Lynx. She understands what it takes to win a championship. She needs to be a focal point in this locker room. Dantas definitely has to be a focal point in this locker room. She is a secret weapon. She is definitely a secret weapon for this group. And I think they gotta carve out more minutes. You gotta, as Coach Sides, man, she gotta throw out the kitchen sink. You gotta try everything. You gotta bring out the big guns. It's win or go home at this point. If you're gonna gamble, this is the time to gamble. Bree, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it that she doesn't want to play against her partner? Like, what is going on with Nalissa Smith out there, man? She put one hard screen on Dejanay Carrington. I was like, okay. But, like, yeah. I mean, these are storylines that we don't deal with in the WNBA. Like, is it legitimately an issue right now to where you don't want to compete as hard against the person that you have to go home with? Right now, Nalissa Smith needs to be in absolute kill mode. You can't have none of this lovey-dovey stuff in the playoffs. We don't see this in the men's game. Like, is she holding back? Legitimately, is she holding back? Like, when you in between those lines, it's no friends, it's no lovers, it's no friends. It's you versus us, them versus us, you versus them. This has definitely got to be Melissa Smith last year in Indiana. They got to upgrade that position. Sabali, I think, is the logical choice. They got to upgrade that position. They got to upgrade that position because it's not working. There's no effort. You're not impacting the game. You've been good offensively in the past, and you're missing shots. But you got to throw the kitchen sink. Yo, they need 20 from Melissa Smith. She need to stop worrying about Dejanay and get to this bucket. It definitely is a late one. What happens next? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. We appreciate you being here. Let me catch up in some of the comments. Do you think the refs help Indiana the next game to get that revenue? Man, anything is possible. Like, I don't think the WNBA is scripted, but you know, I'm not gonna be mad if we get to see more basketball. I'm gonna say that. Yep, 9 minutes of ineffective basketball. Yeah, they gotta rebound better, Mike. I'm with you right there. Bree Jones, Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner absolutely controlled the glass today. Rebounding, the 50-50 balls, the effort was not there today. They got bullied. Yeah, Howard would definitely a major upgrade. Physical, don't have to question her motor or her energy. Can shoot the basketball. Versatile, guards multiple positions. Shanks, good day, good day. Smith is getting traded. She knows it. Has no loyalty left. Not enough time to try everything. They got to figure out something. Dejanay has no problem competing hard against her, so I don't think that's the reason. Yeah, Dejanay is a killer, though. Dejanay is a killer. Isn't Alyssa Thomas a killer? I mean, Alyssa Smith. Is Alyssa Smith a killer, though? Is she a killer? Dejanay has been a killer. You think if the Fever gets eliminated, the CC fans will stop watching? Yeah, I mean, I don't. I think a lot of the CC fans, and you know, the league has been very critical of them. Like players have been. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of her fans are in it just for Caitlyn. So if she's not playing, then yeah, I think a lot of them do stop watching. Yeah, we saw Saxton come off that bench and give out some good work, give out some quality minutes, man. If anybody, give Dantas those minutes. AB, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, the screens from AB were non-existent. She wasn't even stopping fully. Shanks says I definitely won't watch, but yeah, the screens, the lackluster screens, were annoying me today. They were annoying me big time. But yeah, I feel like a lot of Caitlyn fans like are not going to watch the rest of the playoffs. If like viewership will definitely take a hit if the Fever are eliminated. Viewership will definitely take a hit if the Fever are eliminated. And we see, I mean, Caitlin's got like 3 of the 5 most watched games of the year. Like, that's going to be some major marketing dollars. And her being on all these commercials and stuff. Yeah, if they get eliminated, it'll definitely cost the league some money. Yeah, shooters definitely have off nights. Caitlyn did get a black eye, but I don't think that was the reason why her shot was off. They just were not. They were just not. They were just not falling. Yeah, I think the. That's what I'm saying. I think the Caitlyn fans will definitely be back to NFL for sure. At says you'll watch the final match. Okay. Yeah. I mean, real hoop heads, real hoop fans, real basketball fans will definitely be watching. But the Caitlin Clark fans, I think a lot of them will definitely be going back to the NFL. CC was cold like Arctic. If you guys stop watching it, the Fever lose, you're not real women's basketball fans. And I mean, unfortunately, there is a portion of fans that are that way. Yeah, I mean, there's still gonna be some great basketball, man. Even if Caitlyn and the Fever are eliminated, there's still gonna be some really great basketball with some major storylines, great talent. So I would advise everybody to keep watching, man, because it's been a historic season, and you're not gonna want to miss the finale. Yeah, it would be a shame to miss out, man. Because I mean, looking at it, you got the Aces going for the historic three-peat. You got the Minnesota Lynx, who are the surprise darlings of the year. You got the New York Liberty, who feel like a team of destiny. Like, there's a lot of great basketball still left to be played. Bible Boy in the building. Bible Boy in the building. Uh-oh, y'all. Trouble. Sleepy Mocha says, my football team takes priority. I could only start watching the Fever game after my game ended at 4. Who's your squad, Sleepy? Actually, this is a great time for a poll. This is a great time for a poll. So, the last one, 52 votes. Wowzers. 62% of you out of 52 said that the Fever can force a game 3. They get it back to Indiana. Anything is possible. I'm telling you right now. 38% of you said no, they get swept like a dust bunny on a Sunday cleaning day. Steelers, okay. Shout out Justin Fields, man. He was not getting it done in Chicago because their offensive line was terrible and they didn't really have too many weapons at the time. Glad to see him getting his second win. What was I about to ask y'all? Oh yeah, I know now. Another spicy poll for the fans, for the family. Welcome in, welcome in. How is everybody doing this fine Sunday? Man, we got WNBA playoff action, we got NFL, we got playoff push baseball going on. Like, it's a lot. This is the best time in sports, man, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Guys, welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time, welcome into the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV. Appreciate all y'all tuning in, just showing much love, much respect. Love talking hoops with y'all. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and I know you guys could be anywhere else doing anything else, but you're here with me locking in with the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. So much love, much respect. Bible boy, that's all we ask. Just keep it respectful, my God. That's it. How y'all feeling though? How y'all feeling? Give me y'all's like takeaways from today. What was y'all's biggest takeaways from the games? Okay, 75% of you say you will continue to watch. I like that. There's going to be some great basketball, man. Like, you definitely don't want to miss out. The WNBA season has been incredible so far this year. Yes, Bible Boy, we've been at it for almost an hour, so we definitely broke down Caitlyn's performance or lack thereof, the defense, the length of DeWanna Bonner bothering Caitlyn, the shots that she just was not hitting, they were not falling that she typically makes. But there's going to be some really great WNBA action. Guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Y'all know, Russell, you already know Bible Boy coming in to stir it up, to stir that pot. Y'all already know what Bible Boy is on. My God, Bible Boy, welcome in. But you definitely don't want to miss like the rest of this playoffs. I gotta give Caitlyn a D. Like that was terrible. Like a D minus. You still had 8 assists. I like that, but yeah, the turnovers, the horrible shooting night. I gotta give her a D. And then we gotta mention AT had the triple double. Luana Bonner and Marina Mabry was lighting it up today. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They had no answer for the size, the versatility of the Connecticut Sun, and to be honest, it feels like the Fever could be in some trouble. Shooters have off night though. This is nothing abnormal. Whoever said that, I agree. Shooters have off nights. Like we see this. Shooters have off nights. But we heard Caitlyn come out. She acknowledged that she played bad, that they played bad, and they're gonna bounce back. She thinks that they we know. She thinks it, we know it as well that they can play a lot better than what was played today. But we did talk about the 11 points, the awful shooting night, 4 of 17, only made one 3-pointer. It was a bad performance. We are not making any excuses. I'm not here to lie or sugarcoat it. It was it was a disastrous debut. Be Will, salute to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. The leader absolutely has to set the tone. That's something they've struggled with, though. The Fever have struggled to guard the 3-point shot all year, y'all. And Marina Mabry absolutely lit them up. Lit them up. Marina Mabry looked incredible. This is not the performance that we expected to see from Caitlyn. I will say it again. But it's her first playoff game, too, now. Like, we got to give it some grace. It's her first playoff game, too. First playoff game. But yeah, I mean, it was not a good performance. It's a combination of the nerves, maybe the expectations. She folded under the pressure right now. We wanted to know what playoff Caitlyn looked like, and it was not impressive. But I will say, man, shout out to that Connecticut Sun defense. Sunshine, welcome in, welcome in. I got to say, D, she has to develop a mid-range game and some defense in the offseason. Definitely want to see the mid-range game, the floater, continue to be a weapon that she utilizes more. But yeah, I mean, and I think Dantas opens some things up as well. Whenever Dantas is on the floor, like they're not going to be able to pack that lane. Bree, I appreciate you. Yes, like, sub, all that good stuff. Thank you, thank you. But it was a first playoff game. It was her first playoff game. There's got to be some grace as well. First playoff game. Caitlyn will bounce back. 2 of 13 is terrible. Yes. Yeah, she's got to attack the cup more. She took Mabry to the lane a couple times. They got to come out aggressive. They got to come out and rebound. They've got to come out and play physical. They've got to stop the Sun in transition, man. AT and DeWanna Bonner, they got to make some adjustments there. Maybe they put Teamy on Bonner. I don't know. They got to make an adjustment though. They might have to go with a bigger lineup. The Fever may have to go with a bigger lineup. Now, I'm not here to make any excuses, but Marina Mabry, she definitely, whoever said that, yeah, she looks a lot happier. She looks a lot happier with the Connecticut Sun, for sure, without a doubt. And she was a difference maker. When they got her, I felt like she was a player that could push them over that edge with her 3-point shooting. She's streaky, but as a fourth option, like not having to do too much but catch and shoot, and having AT to facilitate, Mabry closed it out. DeWanna Bonner, though, at that height, her skill set, man, she got that KD crossover. Like they might have to go with a bigger lineup. Yeah, Marina Mabry was letting that thing fly. She definitely was. She definitely was letting it fly out there. And I mean, salute to her. You know, she got out of a situation that she was not feeling like she could succeed or stay long term in Chicago, found a happy home, and is looking like she's going to be competing for a championship potentially. Accent says the Sun clock operators were the ones stopping the Fever transition game. Man, whoever says home court advantage don't matter is lying. I'm gonna just say that. Be Will back at it again like you never left. Yeah, give me y'all's initial takeaways. Let me know. Give me y'all's initial takeaways. 61% of you say that you will continue to watch the league. To over half say that they will continue to watch the WNBA regardless if the Fever are not playing. If Clark starts missing threes, it sucks the life out of the team. But for some reason, she just kept shooting. She has the ultimate green light. But this team needs Clark. For them to reach their max potential and win games, they need Clark shooting that basketball. They need Clark shooting that basketball. But give me your initial takeaways. I mean, when you're talking about a player with this pedigree, fourth in the MVP voting, unanimous Rookie of the Year, first team All WNBA, you expected a first team All WNBA superstar performance. That's not what we got. Y'all let me know. Initial takeaways from this game. Caitlin Clark's playoff debut did not pan out the way a lot of people expected. Let me know. Initial takeaways. Y'all got the chat booming right now, man. And I always say this, I feel like I have the best chat on YouTube, and that is all due to you great people, man. I appreciate y'all. Clark definitely has the ultimate green light. They need her to make shots. They need her to be shooting the basketball. They need her shooting that rock. They need her making shots. She was taking the same shot she typically takes. They just were not falling. It was an off shooting night. Nerves, first playoff action, hostile environment in Connecticut, and the defense played by the Sun. Using length of DeWanna Bonner to disrupt Caitlin's vision was masterclass. Yeah, I need them to dedicate at least 10 to 20 minutes at practice just working on setting screens with Aaliyah Boston. I need that to be a focus of practice. I need screen setting to be a real focus. Let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know initial reactions and keep voting on that poll. Y'all let me know in the comments. Talk to me, talk to me. This was not the debut we expected. I know this was not the debut a lot of you guys expected, especially with a team that is coming in so hot and so many accolades. Like Caitlin Clark has broken so many records. We may be seeing, if not, definitely one of the greatest rookie years of all time. But it could come to an end on Tuesday, right? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Bible Boy says he knew this would happen. I mean, the inexperience showed. The Connecticut Sun came out here and punched them in the mouth in that third quarter. It was a very competitive game for 2 quarters. But the Sun have a lot of firepower. And that defense, they held the Fever to 69 points. You're not winning a game if you're not breaking 69 points. I'm sorry. That's not even 20 points a quarter. Accent, people can't multitask. You can't watch on your phone and have the game on too. I'm just saying. Sheesh. Accent, you on one, bro. You mad, big dog? Sheesh. What's good? What's good? Let me know in the comments, man. Y'all let me know. Y'all turn up the comments. Definitely want to see more attacks to the basket, more drops to the basket, though. But this team depends on Caitlin to be the engine. Even if she's not hitting shots, you still got to be the key to the ignition. If the 3-pointer isn't falling, get to the foul line. Initial takeaways. Definitely don't want to overreact. Like, it's the first game, her first playoff game of many, we assume. Don't want to overreact, but also can't overlook the fact that this was a disastrous debut. Chat is up tonight. Guys, I mean, when you are the face of the franchise, you're gonna take a lot of the blame. Not saying it's right, but just calling it how it is. Christopher, welcome in, my God. And what's crazy is all the Fever fans were saying this was the matchup they wanted. Fever fans were wanting this particular matchup, and I felt like people were underestimating the experience, the defensive composure and intensity, and the scoring of the Sun. Man, they got five players that can all score the basketball on the floor. I mean, I can't tell y'all the last time the Fever got held to 69 points. Guys, if this is your first time, welcome into the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and all that good stuff. You know what they say, people. You live by the three, you die by the three. If you live by the three, you die by the three. What are y'all's predictions for next game? Give me the predictions from next game. Give me predictions for next game. That's the thing. Now you know what to expect in game two. I think they'll bounce back. Now you know what to expect. Y'all, are y'all calling a sweep? Are we saying a sweep? It's a lot of people talking sweep. It's a lot of people talking sweep. I mean, I think the thing with the Sun is they have the bodies to guard Caitlin. And if you can stagnate Caitlin and Kelsey Mitchell, this team is not going to go. How y'all feeling? Is this series over? Are we calling a sweep? I'm leaving it up to the chat at this point. I'm leaving it up to y'all good people. So y'all expecting another double-digit loss. Sheesh, get the brooms out. Say it ain't so. Leroy, welcome in, welcome in. If Boston doesn't show up as an all-star and rookie of the year, we are done. She had one rebound for most of the first half. We've seen Boston struggle against physical front courts at times. Chris says you just gotta keep it real. They look, yeah, I agree with you, accent. Disastrously bad. I mean, it was a disaster for the entire team. It was a disaster playoff debut. Saheed, welcome in. It was a physical game. It was a physical game, man. They threw a lot of different looks at Caitlin. B. Will says if Indy can get one in Connecticut, they will win the series. They definitely got to add to that bench. They got to add to that bench. If Samuelson, if Wheeler, if Wallace just had 17 the other night. I like what I saw from Dantas. I was just talking about that, Saheed. I think she will be the X factor for this group. Her shooting ability, her leadership, her playoff experience. Hey, accent, I will have you all the way covered with that women's NCAA basketball. Yeah, Indy's a different team at home. I need Aaliyah Boston to play with that Angel Reese motor. I'm just saying. But yeah, they need contributions. This team is at its best we've seen when they are a well balanced offense. Ernest, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Yo, Dantas, if they can get her more looks, that outside shooting is gonna open up the lane so Caitlin and Kelsey can drive more. And Kelsey or Lexi Hole potentially too. They need to get that lane open. Dantas provides a big body. She can be physical. Yeah, the length, I'm right there with you, Chris. The length gave CC all types of problems. It was the length. It was definitely the length. Yeah, I'm right there with y'all. We saw Mabry check her a few times, and Dejanay Carrington has definitely given Clark problems in the past as well. But yeah, the length was definitely a big issue, man. Shout out to the staff of the Connecticut Sun making that adjustment. The Connecticut Sun figured Caitlin out this game. Well, we got a 50-50 split on the poll. Half and half. Half and half on the poll. Did they figure Caitlin out? Hey, along with blocking out and rebounding, Leroy is definitely setting screens too, right? Very elementary. Defense wins championships, and the Fever have failed this most of the year. Our guards should not be leading in rebounds. Facts. Lexi Holby out there snagging rebounds. Yeah. Shout out Coach Stephanie White and the Connecticut Sun staff. They were incredible with the adjustments. Completely took Caitlin out of this game, frustrated Kelsey Mitchell, and played fast. When they wanted to play with tempo, AT was grabbing that ball going coast to coast. They had no answer for her transition. When they got the lead and wanted to slow it down, they let Dewana Bonner go one-on-one, and she started cooking. Dantas was definitely a bright spot. Dantas was definitely a bright spot. I agree with y'all there. Yeah, Dantas could be a big impact, man. Her experience, her shot making ability, her size. You got to find more minutes for her, especially if Melissa Smith is going to keep being mid. They gotta figure out something for Dewana Bonner, man. And they gotta run Miranda Mabry off that 3 point line. Something's gotta change. Adjustments have to be made. Adjustments have to be made. Yep, Troy, you absolutely right. They are terrible at not setting hard screens. Christy Sauce is an assistant coach, period. She does not have the IQ and intelligence against great head coaches. We've seen her get out coached against Cheryl Reeves as well as multiple times by Becky Hammons. When they do go against another elite coach, Sods does not meet the qualifications. I agree with you there, Leroy. Yeah, Sun Aces Links definitely gave the Fever trouble. And they play that grinded out defensive style, and they're really good at turning turnovers and stops in the transition offense the other way, man, because they have the size and skill set and versatility of AT as well as DeWanna Bonner at 6'3", 6'4", and can get up and down the court and have those perimeter skills. It's tough to stop, man. We're talking about two very agile, big, and physical athletes with length, with size, but have guard and perimeter capabilities. Call Bluter. Call Lisa Bluter. Get her to Indy. Get Cheryl Miller to Indy. Okay, 59% say the Fever will not get swept. They still got some fight left in it. Let me know. Let me know. Takeaways from this game, expectations for the next game. Will the Fever get swept? And what's crazy is Coach Sods is supposed to be a defensive coach. Coach Sods is supposed to be a defensive coach. Yeah, she only played 9 minutes, Chris, and didn't do nothing with it. I mean, maybe they make the adjustment and put Dantas or put Teamy in the starting lineup. Make that adjustment. Adjustments definitely have to be made. It didn't matter what the Fever tried to do today. The Sun had an answer for it. It did not matter, guys. Whatever they did, man, the Sun, they just came and punched him in the mouth. Straight, we're going to take this basketball, shove it down your throat, and run you out of our arena. Fever got a little bro today, a little sis today. Well, guys, we have been on for about an hour and a half talking some great hoops. Y'all let me know. I'll be back live many times this week. Y'all let me know some more topics y'all want to discuss and more predictions. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up with all the latest and the greatest with the Live with Brandon Lately podcast. Follow us at Brandon Lee TV on social media. Holler at me in the comments, man. And thank y'all always for the support. They definitely play tough physical defense. Facts. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that great stuff. I appreciate y'all, man. Much love. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Bible Boy definitely taking it easy today compared to how it's been some other times. I'm not gonna lie. Punched him in the eye, not the mouth. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all always come in with the great combo, keep it respectful, and we have great conversations. Appreciate y'all. Punched him in the eye, not the mouth is crazy. Okay, I could see that, Saheed. I could see that. I definitely could see that. I could definitely see that. Rank the Big Ten teams. Okay, definitely got USC and UCLA at the top of the list, but I definitely can get a ranking for the Big Ten. I'll do that for the ACC, the Big 12, and the SEC as well. I'll rank the teams. I got you. We'll do a college preview. We might make that a live, actually, to be real. Thank you so much, Lindy, for coming in, tuning in like you always do, bringing great vibes. Thank you. Much love to everybody, man. I really appreciate y'all rocking out with me tonight. This was another great live. Y'all make sure to check it out when it uploads. Comment. Let me know any other topics that y'all are interested in. Let's get into some action this week. I'll have some women's college hoops action content for y'all as well. I mean, we'll keep y'all up to date with the playoffs and any other stories. But thank y'all again. So much love. I appreciate y'all just, coming in, keeping it respectful, and talking some great hoops with me, man. Again, this is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, comment, like, share to stay up with all the greatest and the latest. Follow me at Brandon Lee TV on social media. Guys, have a spectacular rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. Much love. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, we out.